What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and we continue our series looking at the X Factors across Major League Baseball. Today's episode is going to feature that of the American League Central. But before we get into it, if you haven't already done so, smash that subscribe button as it does a huge service in helping us continue to grow this community. We're looking to grow our fan base here, so tell all of your baseball friends that this is the channel to watch in 2022. Stick around to the end to find out how you can get 5% off your order on baseballbanterbroadcast.com. Let's get into it. Now, as we begin looking at the X Factor for the Kansas City Royals, to me, it is Andrew Benintendi. Now, yes, some may argue that Whit Merrifield is more important to the team, but I think that Whit gets traded. So to me, Andrew Benintendi is going to be the main point of focus as to whether or not the Kansas City Royals will find themselves competing in 2022. I think that Benintendi has the ability to get back to playing at a high level. This player is going to be a guy who has hit at every single level of the minor leagues. And as long as he can stay healthy on the major league level, I think that he can get back to the form that we saw him in a few years ago with the Boston Red Sox. I also think that by playing in Kansas City, there's going to be a lot less pressure on him to be the guy. We would see the battle between Benintendi and Aaron Judge a few years ago in that comparison in the American League East rivalry. So I think going to a bit less of a high pressure situation like that of the Kansas City Royals is going to allow Benintendi to get back to being the player that we all kind of expect him to be. Now, that being said, I do think that for Kansas City to be successful, Benintendi is going to have a breakout caliber monster type season to help push this team towards a postseason hunt. Now, when looking at the Detroit Tigers, there's very little doubt that their newest acquisition, Javier Baez, is going to be the X factor for this team. I think that Javi is going to be what this franchise is going to need to try to turn it around. There's a lot of energy coming out of Baez, and there's going to be a ton of highlight reel plays. You know what he's capable of doing, and the Tigers are going to be featured because of that. But it's not just making the highlight reels that I think is going to be the reason that Javi Baez is the X factor for the Tigers. I think that with the energy that he brings and the intensity that he brings, giving him a team that he can kind of make his own in the Tigers is going to be the way that he's able to best utilize his talents and his skills. I also think that by going to a team like the Tigers that don't have that main superstar franchise player anymore because Miguel Cabrera is now a lot older and is heading towards the back end of his career, Javi can now take this team and make it his own. That being said, there's going to be a lot that still needs to happen for the Tigers to really find themselves competing, but I think that by bringing in Javi Baez, this is a player who is going to give it everything that he has. This can be the new franchise face for the Detroit Tigers organization. And if Javi can get back to that MVP-esque caliber season that he had a few years ago with the Cubs in a Tigers uniform, this is going to be a very strong candidate to make the Tigers relevant in the postseason hunt once again. Now, as we look at the Minnesota Twins, the X factor, in my opinion, is that of Josh Donaldson. Yes, there are other players on this Twins team that could represent the team a little bit better. Max Kepler, Byron Buxton. But to me, Josh Donaldson is going to be the heavy favorite for this title of X Factor for the Twins. I think that if Donaldson is healthy, he is the main one that is going to drive the force of this team. I think that his veteran leadership, his experience on this club and in this league is really what's going to help the Twins kind of get back to a level of relevancy. Last season, we would see them falter. We would see them drop the ball on a numerous amount of occasions. And going into 2022, they are looking to make up for those lapses last season. Donaldson is a guy who can truly help push them and get them out of that stumble mode that they had in 2021. Getting back to having a regular, healthy, full season for Donaldson, where we see him play upwards of 145 games, will really show a testament to his ability, given that he's going into his age 36 season, but also to help push the Twins back to the postseason. We know that when Josh Donaldson is going well, this is one of the most dynamic and best players in all of baseball. And even though now he's going to be the elder statesman of the crew, there's still a opportunity for him to show these young players what he's capable of. To me, Josh Donaldson's health is going to be the biggest X factor for himself, but he is going to be the X factor for the Twins. Now, when we look at the Cleveland Guardians, to me, there's one player that is the most important on both the X factor front and just overall to the organization, and it is that of Jose Ramirez. There's no real secret there. This is going to be the most important player. Whether they trade him and get a bundle back or keep him and make him the franchise star, This is no doubt about it the best and most important player to the success or failure of the Cleveland Guardians in 2022. This switch hitting third baseman has been one of the best players. He's been in the MVP hunt, finishing top 6 in 4 of the last 5 seasons and finishing top 3 in 3 of the last 5. So this is going to be an elite level player, and to me, how his season goes is how the Guardians are going to go. I think that they have to backfill and put other people in place around him to allow his talents to really have that ability to grow and mature and produce the way that we expect him to. But even if the Guardians decide to pivot and trade him away, this is going to be a player that they garner a lot back for. So in my opinion, this is going to be the most important factor for the Guardians in 2022. Now, as we round out looking at the Chicago White Sox, Tim Anderson is the X factor for this ball club. This is one of the most entertaining, dynamic, and passionate players in all of Major League Baseball. Tim Anderson is one of these guys that you have to watch what he does because there's always a flair for the dramatic. I absolutely love watching his passion and his heart come through. This player plays with his emotions on his sleeve, and that truly helps the White Sox push and get motivated. And to me, Anderson is going to be how the team goes. If he's playing well, if he's capable of being healthy, finding his groove during the regular season, this is going to be a team that finds themselves in the postseason. Now, Anderson would miss some time in 2021, but he would play 123 games, have an OPS plus of 118 with 17 home runs, 61 RBIs, and a slash line of 309, 338, and 469. This 2021 All-Star is no doubt about it one of the best players in all of Major League Baseball. And if the White Sox are going to be successful, it's going to come on the strength of Tim Anderson. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your feelings on this down in the comment section below. Is there a different player from one of these American League Central teams that should have been the representative as the X factor? Let me know that down in the comment section below. Keep it locked into the entire GLMG family with WeSibs, the Granny Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting that red subscribe button on all 3 channels. As always, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and for sticking around this long in the video, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com and use the promo code BANTER to get 5% off of your order on the merchandise shop. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked in as I bring you the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.